Sunday in Brooklyn is one of the most popular spots in New York City for breakfast and brunch. Their hazelnut maple praline pancakes are legendary and look absolutely epic. Without a doubt, I just had to give those pancakes a try. Thank you to Quince for sponsoring this video. It is an absolutely picture-perfect day today here in New York City. Right now I'm at Domino Park in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I just had a delightful brunch featuring some very epic pancakes. Well, I mean pancake. It was actually a very sizable piece of food, and the place I'm talking about is called Sunday in Brooklyn. This place is famous for their pancakes, and I've seen so many photos of them on Instagram, and I knew I had to pay this restaurant a visit. Now, I've had some special moments when it comes to eating pancakes. In particular, the pancakes I had at Chez Mon Tante, which were undeniably the greatest pancakes that I've ever had. Those pancakes really were special. When I had them, it felt like every single one of my dreams came true at once. They were incredible. I also loved the pancakes I had at Golden Diner. They are easily my second favorite pancakes in New York City. In fact, I actually filmed a whole video at that restaurant all the way back at the end of 2024, but the thing is, I just never got around to editing it. Maybe I'll actually get around to finishing that video one day, but to sum it up, those pancakes at Golden Diner are top tier as well. So that brings me to today, and I was hoping that the pancakes at Sunday in Brooklyn would be among my very favorite in New York City, and I was not disappointed. And with that being said, this was my meal at Sunday in Brooklyn, but first I would like to thank today's sponsor, Quince. Quince is pretty much an all-in-one destination for home goods, clothing, and accessories, all of great quality and offered at affordable prices. Quince works directly with manufacturers, which allows them to cut out the middlemen and thus offer high-quality goods without the high markups. One thing that I love about Quince that makes them really stand out for me is that they're not sacrificing quality for a cheaper price, but yet their prices are still affordable. Usually with other companies, you may get a high-quality product, but it comes with a high price. Or you can get a cheap product, but the quality is just not that good. With Quince, you're not sacrificing value or quality. So let me show you why with some of the recent Quince products that I received. First off, I have to talk about this fantastic Turkish Ultra Plush Bath Towel Bundle Set. These towels are incredible. They're of excellent quality and so comfortable. Check out this leather picture frame I got from Quince. Not only is the frame of great quality, the design of it is fantastic. It just looks so good. I also got this essential Japanese Damascus steel knife set and block. A good set of knives I feel is essential for every kitchen, and this set from Quince ticks all the boxes for me. Plus, it's probably my favorite product that I've gotten from Quince. It's fantastic. Finally, I got this incredible 20-piece flatware set. So if you want to upgrade your home, wardrobe, and more with high-quality items, check out my links in the description or scan my QR code to get free shipping and 365-day returns. So thank you to Quince for sponsoring this video, and now onwards to brunch. Sunday in Brooklyn is located in Brooklyn. Obviously. The restaurant is situated in Williamsburg, to be more precise, and opened back in 2016. It's the product of owners Adam Landsman, Todd Enney, and chef Jamie Young. The trio have had experience working in some very notable fine dining establishments. Chef Jamie Young, for example, has worked at the iconic 11 Madison Park and the 2 Michelin-starred Atera. Sunday in Brooklyn, by contrast, isn't a fine dining restaurant, but a sort of neighborhood establishment that still serves inventive and comforting American fare. The restaurant has proven to be a success, which led to the opening of 2 locations abroad over in London. Without question, I was excited for my meal, so I arrived to the restaurant for my reservation at 9:45 a.m. on a Tuesday. Once I was seated, I took in the space. The restaurant has a sort of rustic feel to it, but still maintains the Brooklyn vibes like you would expect. For the most part, I liked the feel of the place. Now, I did have the option to be seated outside, but the free tables at the time appeared to be in the sun, so I thought that sitting inside was the way to go. Once I was settled, I began to look through the menu, which was the brunch menu. Sunday in Brooklyn is really an all-day sort of restaurant. It offers breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner. There were definitely some intriguing options on the dinner menu, but unfortunately, that's the one menu where it doesn't seem like the pancakes are offered. And I was all about the pancakes, but of course, I wanted to try something else as well, and the egg and cheese sandwich sounded like a fine choice. Next, I checked out the beverage offerings. There was wine, beer, and a variety of cocktails, which I've heard good things about. However, there was only one drink that I cared about at that moment, and it's my favorite beverage of all time. I'm of course talking about coffee, hot black coffee. My beverage came in a very nice mug, which in fact the restaurant sells. There's nothing like the first sip of coffee in the morning, and that coffee certainly hit the spot. Sunday in Brooklyn serves Parlor Coffee, which is a local Brooklyn roastery. Coffee always makes me happy, and I was feeling good, but I was soon about to feel even better as I was quickly served my pancake. The pancakes at Sunday in Brooklyn are absolutely epic. Now, I've seen so many pictures of them on Instagram and the like, but it's something else to see one in person. It's truly a mouth-watering sight, and I couldn't wait to dig in. That pancake did not disappoint. I loved it. First off, that is clearly not your average flapjack. The pancakes at Sunday in Brooklyn are covered in a thick hazelnut maple praline syrup and a slice of brown butter, which eventually melted into the pancake. I loved that syrup. It had so much flavor to it and really made the dish. It wasn't overly sweet, but to me it was right on the mark of where its sweetness should be. Plus, the syrup also had a pleasant nuttiness to it, which was supremely balanced. In addition, I liked the texture of the syrup, which had a decent body to it and was thick enough that it didn't completely absorb into the pancake. I was also served the perfect amount of syrup. There was no point during my breakfast where I was wanting for more. Now, even though that pancake wasn't overly sweet, the sweetness does build up the more consecutive bites you take, which made having coffee on the side essential. My cup of coffee reduced palate fatigue and proved to be the perfect pairing to the pancake. Besides the syrup was the brown butter, which you cannot have pancakes without butter, and that butter certainly did its job by adding some nice richness to the dish. Regarding the pancake itself, it's a thick and hefty creation. On the menu, one can get either 1, 2, or 3 pancakes, but believe me, one is enough. Texturally, the flapjack was on the mark in that department as well. It was fluffy on the inside, but still had some nice body and weight to it. I also really liked the crisp edges of the dish, which contributed some good variety to the mix. Overall, that pancake lived up to the hype, and I was loving my meal. Now, I didn't find that pancake to be as good as the ones from Chez Mon Tante and Golden Diner, but it was still, nevertheless, top tier. Out of 10, I would give that pancake a 9.1. After a period of about 5 minutes, I was presented with the second dish I ordered, which was the egg and cheese sandwich. The creation consisted of scrambled eggs, gochujang aioli, a hash brown, and cheddar on a sesame potato bun. In addition, I paid extra to add bacon to the mix. Just like the pancake, it was a fine-looking creation, and even the food pick had a little decoration on it. And just like the pancake, I was not disappointed. That was a phenomenal sandwich. The dish really had it all. There was such a great variety of flavors and textures. The eggs were perfectly cooked. They were nice, soft and fluffy. In contrast was the hash brown patty, which lent a satisfying crisp. The bacon also had a nice texture and delivered a wonderful meaty smokiness. I particularly enjoyed the gochujang aioli, which not only lent a bit of creaminess, but a moderate spice. On the side, I was also given ketchup and hot sauce. Now, with other similar sandwiches, I would be tempted to add hot sauce, but the spice from the gochujang was enough for me. Holding everything together, together was the sesame potato bun, which was fresh and tasty. To sum it up, that was a great breakfast sandwich, and I loved switching back and forth between it and my pancake. Together, those two dishes made a lot of sense. One was sweet and the other was savory, making for a great contrast that fought against palate fatigue. However, I was reaching my limit with the amount of food I can fit inside me. That pancake especially was filling. Funny enough, the couple seated next to me ordered almost the exact same meal I had, except they didn't add the bacon to their egg and cheese sandwich. Nevertheless, I have the appetite of two people, so I crushed that meal. After finishing, it was time for the bill, which was presented in a nice decorative little holder. The check totaled to $47.90, but with my tip, I spent a bit over $57. So that was one fine meal at Sunday in Brooklyn, and that pancake was special. It was top tier for sure. I loved it. Now, even though it only comes in third place when it comes to my 3 favorite pancakes in New York City, that is still very special because that's like scoring third in an intelligence contest between Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein. You know, I was actually seriously contemplating getting a double stack of pancakes instead of just my one single pancake, which I am glad I did not because that was a hefty piece of food. Although I might have been able to do a stack of 2 if I didn't have my breakfast sandwich, but I think having something else besides the pancake is essential just to reduce palate fatigue. Not to mention the fact that I absolutely loved that sandwich. It was excellent. While Sunday in Brooklyn may get most of their hype for their pancakes, they've got a good-looking menu with a lot of other intriguing-sounding dishes. Frankly, I would love to go back, not just to try their pancakes again, but to have some of their other food. In summation, Sunday in Brooklyn lives up to the hype with regards to their pancake. It was excellent. Without a doubt, I will definitely be returning to Sunday in Brooklyn, and I really should go out for brunch more often. This was fun.